Hey guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. I'm in my backyard today and I haven't done any worm tests or composting type videos for quite some time, mainly because we're right in the depths of winter and it's pretty cold and the worms have, not overly active. But also I've been so busy with work stuff, and you've seen a lot of my videos on cleaning out house lots and sheds, and everyone seems to be enjoying them, which is great. I know I am. But today I'm just cleaning up in my yard a bit, and I've been building up a lot of shredded paper. So I get boxes of this shredded paper from the real estate over the road. It stops them putting it into the general rubbish, and they need to shred their documents. So this way at least we can recycle it. And also I've got some bags of horse manure. Now we picked these up from alongside the road, just a little rural property nearby. Most of you that live in rural areas, there will always be people with horses or cattle, and often the kids earn a bit of pocket money by bagging up the manure, leaving it at the gate. Bit of a honesty system. I think these were $2 a bag, so we loaded up one day. So today I thought it's a good chance to start a little bit of a composting test. Nothing particularly elaborate, just really simple. It'll just be a cold compost over winter when it's quite damp. I'll get rid of a lot of the build-up of my shredded paper. I'll get rid of this pile of horse manure, and I'll show you where I'm going to put it. In this compost bin. I've already started loading it up. I'm just putting one layer of the horse manure and one layer of the shredded paper. You do have to be careful with shredded paper because as it gets wet it tends to mat together. So I'm just doing thin layers and then sprinkling some horse manure. I'm not worried. This was quite dry, and I'm not worried about smashing it up or anything. It will break down. The worms will get into this. They'll absolutely love it. There's no there will be nitrogen in the manure, but there won't be enough nitrogen here, won't be enough greens to heat up. So it'll be a cold compost, and I'm going to let it go 6 months. So I'm going to layer this in this bin. And this bin, I actually did a video on how to make these compost bins out of pellets, one of my very early videos, so I'll link that up the top now. But this one's actually been here for nearly 3 years. The boards at the bottom are probably starting to go a little rotten, but it's still quite usable. So they last pretty well for cheap timber and recycling of old pallets. So I'm going to layer this and fill it up to the top. I'll spray a bit of water on it in each layer. I'll put this old doona here that I've got. It's probably a synthetic material. There might be some cotton in it. It won't matter. If there's cotton, the worms will actually come up and eat it. If it's synthetic, well, it'll just provide a good doona and keep the moisture in this little compost pile. So I'll spread it, the rest of this stuff in here, and I'll show you what it looks like before I cover it up. Okay, as you just saw, I topped it up a little bit with some coffee grounds. I'd actually run out of horse manure and I've still got lots of paper. We've filled it up probably 2/3. There was about 1/3 of this bin in good compost anyway. Hang on, I'll flick the camera around to be easier. That's better. So it was probably about 1/4 maybe of good compost in there from lots of other stuff I've fed in here that had rotted down, and there were worms in here, although it was quite dry. And now we're about 2/3, maybe just over a half. So it hasn't added enormous bulk to this bin, but I have got rid of quite a lot of shredded paper. And then all the available horse manure that I had, and the last couple of layers I just emptied some bags of coffee grounds in. So that's a nitrogen as well. So it's kind of layered, and it should break down beautifully, and the worms will come up from underneath. I sprayed each layer with water. But I'll put this old quilt across the top, and we are expecting quite a lot of rain over the next few days. And being winter, it's quite damp. It's certainly not hot, so it's not going to dry out. If it does, if we don't have rain for a while, I'll spray it with a hose to keep it damp. So I'll finish this video up here. It's really just to show you that it's not a lot of work to create some really fertile soil. Worms will get involved, so there'll be nice worm castings. we're turning waste products into something beautiful for the garden. This bin is made so that I can actually just unscrew one panel and shovel it out. So what we'll do is I'll finish this up now. By all means, have an experiment yourself. These are really a set and forget. You don't need to turn it because we're not aiming for high temperature. The worms will come in of their own accord from on the ground underneath because it's just set straight on the ground. So naturally occurring compost worms will move in. And pretty well you can totally forget about it. We'll check it in 12 months. Oh, sorry, we'll do 6 months once we get into spring. And I'll do an update video and I'll link this one to it. And you can see the results after 6 months of absolutely no work by me other than gathering a few products and probably about half an hour filling the bin. So thanks for watching. Leave any comments that you'd like to or questions you'd like to ask, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.